So hello everybody and welcome back. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell if you want to get notifications. Today we're taking a look at this Fokker G1A from Mikro in 1/48 scale. I don't know this company. This is the first kit I've ever seen from them, the first kit I have from them. But I really wanted a Fokker G1 and this is the one I found. It's a cool looking aircraft. It looks like a smaller version of the P-61 to tell the truth. But the guns are different. It doesn't have the turret, but the design is very similar. So we're going to take a look at this today. So here's our instruction sheet. It's a small one. A lot smaller than by most of the other ones we see. Here on the front is our parts map. You can see it looks like it has a lot of sprues, or a lot of parts at least. But it looks like a lot of them are separate. Like here, we have, here's the wings and 4 parts on 4 sprues. 2 pieces here, 2 pieces here, 2 pieces here. And we have our fuselage and some details here. But in all, it looks like in all it's 11 sprues of plastic. I know it also has some photo etch parts in it. Oh, here we go. Photo etch. There's 3 more sprues here. And so we have a lot of plastic to look at here. 14 sprues in all, plus photo etch, plus our decal sheet. So we can see here from the start we have a little change. Usually on most kits we start with the cockpit, but here we're starting with the engines. Engines and cowlings and everything here. And you look, this engine has quite a few parts to it. We have our back plate. Here's the sides. I can't really say what all these parts are. It looks like something that holds it in here, like a bracket. And then we have here 2 pieces to the pistons. Here's our plugs, our push rods, and our shaft for the propeller. Also, I think that's the ignition coil and the propeller, the hub. Unfortunately, oh yes, here we go, right here, the cables. Oh, that's the cables here. Thought that was the push rods. It looks like the cables. So on this side, we're starting on the inside. So number 3, this is all building. This is parts to a firewall that goes into the interior, as well as the back of the seat. And this is like it's weird. It looks like it's like a hanging seat. It doesn't really have the bucket cockpit like a lot of the fighters do. I've seen this before in something else too, though. I can't remember right now what it was. It might have been the MB-151 that had a similar concept. But you see we have pedals, we have stick. Here's our seat. Our side walls. They're not really walls, they're just like piping, I think. Oh no, they're walls. I guess this is the inside part here. There's some also controls on there. And our instrument panel there. And our seat. So here we have more of the framing here that goes around there, and I think this is an oxygen bottle, most likely. And then here we put a radio under the back. So here is the sides of our cockpit and the floor, it looks like. And this is the floor is photo etched. We also have a seat here for the radio operator. Radio here. We got our side panels, our floor. Got a part that goes on the back. This seat goes in there. One more part here. So here we have one more part that goes, another photo etch piece, and then this part that goes in there. Plus here, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be optional. You can use a photo etch or that, or if you're supposed to use both. This might be details for the wheel bay. So I'm not really sure if that's optional or not. It doesn't say. So here we have two more pieces that go up under here. And then this here. Here's just a couple more parts. Another bulkhead that goes there. Now we're working on the inside of the fuselage. We got some detail in there, as well as some photo etch. And light gray for our paint. So here we have the other side of the fuselage. Also some more detail that goes in there. More photo etch. Painted light gray too. We put the cockpit inside. We put the rear on with the machine gun. Here we're building our propellers together. Here we're building our wheels together. Our horizontal stabilizer. We put the back on with the gun. We got another part that goes here on the bottom. So here, now we're on number 35. This has a lot of instructions. This is where we're building the landing gear together. Here, looks like we have a fairly decent detailed landing gear, at least. There's lots of parts to it, at least. Here's the walls for the landing gear bay. You see how it's put together here. We've got some more detail going in there, going into this part. It goes into the front. Here's the other side. Here's the back. Then we got our wings here on the bottom with the inside with two pieces and then the outside there. Okay, now we're going to have to turn it. Now we're working on the twin booms. So we put our landing gear in our landing gear bay inside. We put the engines in there. Got some photo etch that goes there too. Also on this side, photo etch, and we put it all together. The two pieces of the boom. Same thing on the other side. All the parts are the same. So then we put our wings on. We have a canopy there. Looks like we have a ladder here. Some more little details here. The landing lights. Putting the horizontal stabilizer between it. Put the propellers on. And our last part here, we put the bottom of the wings on, we put the doors to the landing gear, doors to the bomb bay on. I didn't see no bombs there in it though. I also don't see, well, here's the tail wheel, and here's our main wheels, and our landing gear bay doors. It actually looks like the kit comes with a lot of parts, and it looks like it's not so. I mean, the instructions are pretty straightforward, but it's a lot to take in, I guess you could say. So here we have our painting and marking sheet. It says Fokker G1A Mercury. Really doesn't tell anything about the units. It just here says on the painting scheme for airplane B in 301 to 318 on the 319 airplane, the beige and the green colors were reversed. So this one is for 301 to 318, and this one is 319, which the beige and the green are reversed. And I'm not really sure which one looks better. I think the normal scheme looks better. I would stick with that one. So here's our decal sheet. There's not too much to it. There's no stencils. We just have our numbers and our markings for the propeller here. For propellers. I don't know what they're called that go on the propellers, but it's the stickers that go on the propellers. Can't really see the white ones much. I might think about putting a spray coat on here. It looks like they're not Oh, maybe not. I can't really tell. It's hard to see. You can't really see the white ones either that well. But they look good. The colors are good. It's a nice looking decal sheet, but they're not complete. There's no stencils or anything on it. No markings for the fuel tanks. So these sprues don't have letters on them, like A, B, whatever. They just start from 1 and they work their way up with the parts. The first ones we got here that I picked out here are the wings. So it has nice engraved panel lines, but there's not really so much to see here, really. I don't know if it's supposed to have rivets, but I don't think so. It's an older aircraft. Pretty sure they were probably cloth covered, at least parts of it. They probably had stretched metal wings though. Not completely sure. I just like the way it looks. I didn't do a whole lot of research on it. These are on 2 sprues, one side, the other side. And then you also have the other side of the wings on another sprue. Once again, it has some engraved detail to it. I think the flaps look pretty good too. Unfortunately, they're not separate though. So here, our next sprue is a clear sprue. This is our fuselage halves. I guess it's okay. I've never had this before. Usually the fuselage is molded in color. But I guess you don't have to add a clear sprue in there. But they did. So I don't know if it would have really mattered. This also has nice engraved panel lines. Can't really see, I mean you can see them, but you can't really see them. But they're there. Also here's the tail part, where the machine gun goes. It's the same. This is going to take some care and painting to get, not get it messed up. There's our windows too. I guess that's probably why they did it in clear, because of all these small windows. I guess it's easier that way. I think I would rather put them in though. I don't really know. It's going to be hard to put a flat coat on it. I'm going to have to tape off all those windows anyways. But it still looks good. So next here we have one of our twin booms. Also on this is the nose. You see our gun ports there. There's a radio I think there. It looks like a radio. And that looks like a toolbox or something. I would think, or some kind of case. This also has some nice engraved detail on them. I think the rudders look pretty good too. Our next sprue is the other twin booms. This has different parts on it. Of course, you only need one nose. But those look like for the engine, those parts. That's also another radio, or the radio. I don't know if the other one's a radio or not. Same thing. This has nice engraved detail. There's some flash there though. To me, a little flash like that is not a big deal. It can happen. Even though this is supposedly a new molding, there shouldn't be any flash, I think. But it may have been, they not have been careful enough to take out of the mold. Also here, I mean, you know, the wheelbase go here. There's no detail on the inside because the detail is on the inside of the wheelbase. At least we're hoping that. So here is the next sprue. And we have our guns here for the nose. We also have the sides of the cockpit here. Here's the sides of the wheelbase here. Some of our bulkheads here. This looks like one of our landing gear. Part of it. I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy there with this instrument panel. I mean, you're just going to paint it up. There's no dials or nothing there. I would look, maybe Edward has something for it. Most of the rest is just framing and stuff. Some instruments for the cockpit there. There's the oxygen tank there. Our rear machine gun as well. Which is decent, but it's decent but not good. Also the front guns. They're also not great. Also the front guns aren't that wonderful. You can get those pretty cheap. You just have to figure out, you just have to look and see what they are. And if I can remember the company, they make a whole lot of different guns for different things. You don't have to look at this model kit, you just have to look at that gun type. And then you can order. You can get them with just the barrels too, some of them. Or if it's not with just the barrels, I mean most of them are just the barrels because they're for the wingtips of different planes. I got them for my Zero, I got them for my AR-80, which we saw already, which I still need to paint. I have to wait till it gets warmer to paint some stuff. So our next sprue here, we have our horizontal stabilizer, we have our control stick, we have a rear wheel, and a lot of this other parts are just framing for all those framing parts that go inside of the cockpit. Now I think the stabilizers look good. You see it's in two parts. We have here the flap is separate here, but then the other part goes on, so we're going to have to be careful putting that on that we don't leave any kind of gap in there. I think the rear wheel looks pretty good. I mean, it looks okay at least. There's not any, I don't know if they're supposed to be so smooth or not really. So to the next sprue, we have one set of our propellers, one of our nacelle hubs, nacelle rings, a bulkhead. These are engine parts that go on the engine, and here's the propeller part here. Also these tanks that go in front by the landing gear. You see here we got more flash there, as well as on the propellers. It's going to need some cleanup. We also have an exhaust here. It's a little bit hollow, but not totally. I wish they could make them. It doesn't have to go all the way through, but I would like it to go like down here, you know, like down that far at least, so it looks more open. And if it, you know, if it's full back here, it's okay. Or it's more okay. You're not gonna really see it then. But we'll just paint that inside part black, and it'll turn out okay. This is also the other side of the wheelbase here. There's not that much detail on the wheelbase, but there's photo etch, so maybe we'll get to that. I hope. So here are our last two sprues. These two more that are the same. So this does have rods and cables, because here's the rods, and on the photo etch was also the cables. But I didn't see putting the cables on in the instructions. It just showed one part there. But it should be these, and then the cables go around it, I think. I'm pretty sure. You see our pistons look pretty good though. Landing gear parts. Here's the doors. Another bulkhead there. The inside, the engine mount here, and our wheels. This looks cleaner than the other sprues though. So there is one other sprue, and it's another clear sprue. It doesn't tell you on the instructions if it's a clear sprue or what. Anyways, this has our canopies on it. Also some of our bulkheads for the cockpit, which are partially painted, except for these windows and stuff. They're not so thick. I mean, it looks kind of thick there, but it's because there's a ridge on it. I think they're okay. The Yeah, part of the canopy fell off. The framing is good too. I don't know if you can really see it, but the framing looks good too around the cockpit parts. Also with this kit comes masks. I will not use them. If anybody needs them, please tell me and you can have them. I'll send them to you. Just pay me some postage and they'll fit in an envelope, so it wouldn't be that much, even if it was to the States. A couple euros or so, a couple bucks. So here's our last piece, and that's our photo etch. I must have seen something wrong on the instructions, because I swear I saw the cables on there. So that means I'll have to make some more cables with brass wire, which is okay. It's not that hard. It just takes a little time, because you gotta put one in and let it dry before you can put another one in. So I'm not really disappointed with this kit. I think it looks pretty good, really. There's a lot of parts there. I think that the engines look good. The cockpit looks good. I think the exterior detail looks pretty good. So the cannons are 7.9mm. You'll probably want to order those. The one in the back is also the same. So on the front you're only going to need 8 from the barrels and 1 full one in the back. The front was welded, the rest was covered in cloth. It was a wood framing, so I don't think there's going to be any rivets to correct. I think it's a pretty good looking kit. I think it'll all turn out good. I give this a good score. I don't know this company good, but I think it'll turn out good. This is a really interesting kit. They had like 30 of them, or 36 maybe, something like that. Or maybe it was 26. They had about 30 of them when they were attacked by Germany. They were split in 2 airfields. One was in Rotterdam. I don't remember where the other one was. But the Luftwaffe attacked the airfields pretty fast. And I know there was some surviving ones in Rotterdam, like 8 or so. And the other ones were totally destroyed. But they did rack up some kills. They had like 14 aerial kills. It's a really interesting aircraft, and it wasn't that. It would have been good if they would have had enough time to build more and stuff. But at least they did contribute, and it's a really interesting looking aircraft, and it's supposed to be really good. There was lots of orders going in. Spain wanted some, Finland wanted some. Even though I think they went with the Blenheim. But it's a really cool aircraft. I like it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And join me next time when we're going to take a look at this Grumman F4F Wildcat that I built from Tamiya in 1/48 scale. Until then, bye.